This is a bit of an impromptu live. So hi, if you're new, welcome to my channel. I'm your girl Ty. If you're joining back and you're one of my subscribers, what's poppin'? I love you. Okay, 1 second. I need to have some water. So Kyrie Irving, if you didn't live stream on Instagram, it's all good because I'm gonna fill you in and give you some of my thoughts. First and foremost, I was very curious. What's up, Patrick? I was very curious to hear the guy out, okay? Because listen, we have had issues with Kyrie before. This is not our first time. What up, Malcolm? This is not our first time having issues with Kyrie. So with him, you kind of just never know. However, I will say that after his live stream tonight, I really think I understand him better, at least who he is now. So, as you guys know, everyone's been speculating, by the way, that he wants to retire from basketball, that he's going to retire from basketball. He shut all that down. What up, Johnny? What up, guys? All right, so basically, I'm going to tell you what the gist of his live stream was, and then let's talk about it. If you guys saw the live stream or you have thoughts about this situation, chime in the comments. I'll get to them. For those that didn't see the live stream, I recorded some of it, so I'll try and upload it maybe to my channel. But basically, he just said he's not anti-jab at all, actually, but he is more or less against what he feels is an overall agenda to force people into something that they should not have to do. So he talked a lot about how basically like your body belongs to you and you own it. God gave you this body and no one should tell you what you can and you cannot do to your body. He made it very clear that he still loves the game of basketball. He said more than one time that he wants to continue to inspire the youth and his heart is still in the game. He implied that his heart is just not in the business of the game. LA Moments, thank you so much for the support. I really, really appreciate it, you guys. It does help a lot. Thank you so much. So Kyrie basically said that he still loves the game of basketball, but he almost implied that he is not necessarily in love with the business of basketball per se, or the business of what's going on in our country. And if that's really completely true, in some ways, it's like I almost feel bad for judging the guy because there have been several times over the last few years when I think we've all just been like, Kyrie, why? Kyrie, what now? Why? Why won't you play? You know, it's like he has the handles of a god. He's an excellent player, but there's just these long stretches that we don't get to see him play, and it always seems like it's over some type of drama. But that is the problem when like we don't know these people directly one-on-one, because it could be not necessarily because of the fact that he's just not wanting to show up for the fans, which he said is not the case at all. And it could be more about, how do I say it? Him not wanting to be part of business practices that he doesn't agree with. And that's essentially what he said is this whole thing about the jab. He really, he made it really clear. I'm like, this is true. This guy was like, you guys think about how much money I'm losing. Think about the fact that I am basically putting aside a career that I have spent years trying to build. Do you think I really want to do that? Like, that's how big this is. That's what he said. That's how big this is to him, because he basically said that before he is a basketball player, he is yes, for someone who's asking if Kyrie had a live stream, yes, he had a live stream on Instagram. It just ended. I'm going to give you the recap here, and I recorded some of it. It was kind of long, so my phone, I think, is still downloading it, but once it does, I'm going to try and upload it to my channel. But I'll give you the gist here, and then I'll share some thoughts, and you guys share your thoughts, and I'll read them. But yeah, so he basically said, before he's a basketball player, guys, I'm paraphrasing, but this really is the gist of what he said. He said before he's a basketball player, he's a child of God. And his work is to follow what he feels is right in his heart. And he does not feel aligned to get the jab. He does not want that for him and his family. But more than that, he implied that he is not going to be used in a pawn to try and convince other people to get it and to try and convince the youth to get it. And, he said there are serious consequences for that, because it seems like maybe the powers that be, I don't know who he's talking about, or the media or whatever, are kind of trying to make an example out of him. But he said a lot of what they're saying is false. He's not anti-anything. He wants people to have the right to choose for themselves. On top of that, he said he feels called and it's his duty in the position that he's in to take a stand for the people who nurses and doctors who do not have a choice, who are being laid off right now. He basically is against mandates, is what he said. He's anti-mandate. And that's pretty much the gist of it. It's crazy because there was just this vulnerability to Kyrie that I personally don't think we've ever seen before. He tried to be, I think, really honest and just show his heart. I was shocked. By it, to be honest. And in some ways, I have to be honest, I was kind of inspired by it, because whether you agree with his stance or not doesn't really matter. What he's saying is valid in the sense that you really should follow what you believe is right in your heart. And that should come before money. And that's what he said. This is bigger than money, because look at what he's about to lose. He's about to lose a lot. And that he does not want to retire, and he hopes that he is going to play again one day and inspire the youth. And yeah, it was enlightening. It was enlightening, to say the least. All right, hold on. Let me see. Bruce said he contradicted himself, though. Bruce, drop a comment and let me know where you think he contradicted himself. His live is already on YouTube. Yeah, I knew it would be. Honestly, guys, if you haven't seen the live, go watch it directly. He talked a lot about himself being a performer and how he wants to perform. But to me, it seemed like he's almost implying, but he wants to do it the right way. And just as a corporate thing, I can see how, even for me, I love to create content, and I have spent several years not showing up and doing it. But part of that is truly because I got so turned off, and I feel sometimes almost bullied by the industry I was in that it's I was pushed to be a type of content creator that I'm just not. I like to keep things real and I like to be honest, but that doesn't always get the most clicks. And so places I've worked in the past, it's if you weren't straight up lying to the audience, you were getting yelled at every day by the boss. We don't care if it's true or not, we need the clicks. But it's artists, we care, okay? If you're a real artist, you care. And so sometimes it turns you off, and I don't know, I just really related to that in a lot of ways, and it just woke up something in me, and I'm I need to be better at doing the things that I love to do too. Kyrie, thank you for that. In a lot of ways, that live is so much bigger than basketball and all that. I don't know. He didn't go too deep. Obviously, you guys, he believes some stuff that we've all probably seen online in one way or another. And how much of that is true, or if any of it's true, it's who knows? At the end of the day, that's not really the point. What I got out of what he said, and what I do think is totally valid, is that there's two things. It's important to follow what you know is right for yourself. And he really went off on a tangent on the fact that there is a real issue with the fact that we are becoming so divisive amongst ourselves, and we are demonizing each other. And the last thing we need to be doing is attacking each other. That is true. The bottom line is, no one's going to be able to control what everyone does, even if you don't like it. But this is America, okay? we don't like a lot of things people do, but like you're never going to be able to just straight up control people. And then when you create these battles with them and start tearing them down and demonizing them, it creates a lot of problems. Look at the chaos that's happening with Southwest. I mean, come on. All those flights have been canceled because the employees aren't having it. They're just not going to be forced into it. Like, we need to get it together. We need to get it together. I agree with Kyrie on that. I feel like you talked some sense into me. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, so KZ saying what Draymond said regarding all of it was 100% authentic. I completely agree with you. I saw the clip of him talking. And if you guys haven't seen Draymond's clip of him sharing his thoughts on things, check that out too. By the way, you guys, like, everyone thinks that if you speak up, and that's another thing, Kyrie was like, I'm going to use my voice. I'm not going to be like bullied into being quiet. People are lying on me. Here's the truth. That's part of why he went live. But like, we should be allowed to talk about things. Even here, I can't say a certain word, or I know that this video is going to have a problem, or my channel might have a problem. Like, what is that? I have an issue with that. And by the way, a lot of people that have these issues have but what is this censorship? I'm really like, what is this? What is this? Okay, someone said, I saw the headline that Kyrie isn't playing this season. Is that true? As of now, it is true. I think that he almost implied near the end that he hopes that could change. And he is not retiring. He said that verbatim. Like, I am not retiring. I do not want to retire. I'm not going to retire. In fact, like, I look forward to continuing to play and inspire the youth and the younger generation. That's what I play for. That's what I love. Like, I have so many things that I still want to accomplish in this game. And again, he brought it back to, that's how big what's going on is. The fact that I'm temporarily willing to give all that up. So that was kind of a strong statement. But yeah, since he cannot practice in the facility due to the New York mandates, and he cannot play any of the home games, the team just said it doesn't make sense for him to only play a game here or there, which I get that. It's like, you can't even practice at home and you can't play for half your games. Like, yeah, it doesn't make sense. So it's tough. So someone said Kyrie is correct that people should have a choice, but that was not what he was pushing first. Oh, interesting, Bruce. So I don't know exactly what he was pushing first. This is the first time I've heard him directly open his mouth and talk about it. He did say that people in the media and the powers that be, people have been putting things in his mouth that are not true. And that's part of why he decided to go live. So I don't know, but yeah, he basically said, he said a million times, I support everyone that wants the, and that has gotten the, and that needs the, and that he gave condolences for everyone that's been ill and all of that. But it comes down to choice. This is still America. And it comes down to, like, what are we doing to each other? What are we doing to each other? Like, really, we need to start looking at that before this gets too carried away. Really. Like, there are many areas in, like, not just sports, but like, what are we doing to each other? We all need each other. Didn't we learn that from the pandemic? Like, we really do all need each other. So when we start attacking people and like shunning them and like they don't get to be part of society anymore, or they don't get, like, we're just tearing them down. Like, what is this? I mean, if you haven't started to question that a little bit, start to, right? And honestly, guys, I'm just now at the beginning of my journey of questioning all this, but I think it's important to, and I think it's important to move forward, remembering the things that really matter in life and remembering that we need each other. So Um, all right, we got Spartacus saying, "What up, Spartacus? It has been a while." Thank you so much for the love. I've been going live a bit more recently. I want to start doing videos at least once a week, definitely a live stream, some edited videos. Spartacus says he stands with Kyrie. Yeah, guys, tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts on all this. I'm trying to scroll through the video. I didn't pop on here. She is cherry picking the comments that show her views. Huh? I don't know what that means. So, I didn't really pop on here for a long time. I was actually driving home from a meeting and I saw that Kyrie Irving was going live, and I've been wondering about this because, like I said in the beginning of this video, I don't know about, like, I didn't know about him sometimes, you know? Sometimes I was like, Kyrie, are you just a diva? Are you trying to play us out? Are you just over basketball? Like, what's your purpose? Are you playing for the fans or not? You know? I have those questions about Ben Simmons, but I'm going to save that for another live. Anyway, it's like I've had these questions about Kyrie, but his live stream tonight, it just, I don't know, it felt really real. It felt really authentic. I honestly felt like inspired by it afterwards. I felt a little called out. Sending love from the Philippines, sending love from LA. Thank you for that. Bruce says he is a diva. Well, he may be a little bit of a diva, but what he said tonight was, he dropped some facts tonight. And yeah, I think we're all starting to have some questions about what's happening. But again, like, I think more than anything, what I try to do and what helps me stay sane is to remember the positive and to remember what's important. I don't know everyone's spiritual beliefs. I certainly believe in God. I certainly believe in a higher power. And I think that the law that higher power governs with is love, straight up. So if you're not doing something with love, you are not following God. And I think now more than ever, it's really important to start thinking about the bigger parts of life. And I definitely got a hit of that, a reminder from Kyrie's speech, because sometimes there are things that are more important than your career or than money or than what people think about you. And if you're speaking your truth, whether or not people think it's right or not, and I didn't agree with every word he said, by the way, but when you're speaking your truth, that's really important. And it's the right thing to do, in my opinion. Does Kyrie want to be Kaepernick? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it, though. I don't know, though. There are similarities. There are similarities, right? Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on the comments. Good for you, Spartacus. Good for you. Anyway, was just his passion for the game, and he kept calling himself a performer. And I started thinking, you know, more than ever, what the world needs now is we need, our performers, but we need our artists. Like, we need our creators. We need creative people, because that creative energy, gosh, all these notifications, sorry guys. Anyway, that creative energy, music gets you through. Music has gotten me through a lot of this pandemic. And so even for me, like I said before, I love to create content. I love to perform in a way. And I stopped for a long time because I got so turned off by certain things in the industry, and I got really discouraged for a while, if I'm being honest. But if you have gifts and talents or even an interest in a certain area, it's your duty to pursue those things. And that doesn't mean it has to be your career or your profession, But in my opinion, my beliefs, like God gave you those talents for a reason, and it's to share with all of us. We all have something to share and to give and to contribute, and it can be medicine. We all know that music can be medicine. We all know that basketball can be medicine. All of us here on this channel agree on that, or you wouldn't be on my channel. All of these things can be medicine. You have something to give to the world, and you should be doing it. And yeah, that's my TED Talk for tonight, you guys. I'm gonna hop off, but that was the gist of the live stream. Try and watch it. Those are my thoughts on tonight, and I appreciate all of you who hopped on to chat with me. Much love and God bless.